Look at that!
Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home. Come enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities, a spectacular amusement park, and succulent seafood. All this and more await you on Isle Delfino. Come relax and let us refresh your body and spirit.
That shadow! Those were the juicy.
Quite good.
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
And welcome to my new Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and was also one of the very first games I played for my channel. Since it's currently available on the Nintendo Switch, I figured now would be a great time to do an updated playthrough. So, without further ado, let's get started.
What happened? What's this icky paint-like goop? It's moving!
Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Excuse me, but... Huh?
I am most concerned with the well-being of the princess in this dreadful heat. Master Mario, if you would, cross over to that shore and find some assistance.
Mario, be careful, I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, so this is the Delfino Airstrip. It's currently covered in tons of graffiti, and we have no way to clean it up at the moment. So let's follow Toadsworth's advice and see what we can find on the other side.
Power-up complete. Thank you for purchasing this item from GAD Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete. I am F.L.U.D, a flash liquidizer ultra-dowsing device. I hope to be of assistance. Proceeding with user instruction. Use the button to shoot water from my tank. If you press the button, you can stop and shoot. You can then use the stick to aim in any direction. Press the X button to switch to the hover nozzle. You can then press the button to hover in the air for a short time. If this tank is empty, no water can be sprayed. To refill tank, enter a body of water and press the button. Instructions complete. Proceed. Mario.
Try washing off that M to test your skills. Press CR or R to shoot water. So now we have the ability to clean up the airstrip. But before we do, I wanted to talk a little bit about the controls, because they were the biggest difference in this version of Sunshine. On GameCube, if you held down the R button lightly, you could run and shoot water at the same time. If you held down the button all the way, Mario would stand still so you could use the control stick to aim more precisely. In this version, because the Switch Pro controller and the Joy-Cons do not have analog triggers, these actions are mapped to the ZR and R buttons respectively. As someone who's played a lot of this game, it definitely took a while to get used to, but it's actually not that bad, I find. Traditionally, even on GameCube, I didn't really use the standing move very often. Instead, I would usually zoom in the camera by pressing either Y on GameCube or clicking in the right control stick on Switch, so I find this view much better, so I don't really use R at all on Switch. Instead, ZR just works a lot better, I find. So yeah, with that in mind, I actually don't really think the controls are that much worse. But if you prefer the analog trigger setup, you can still use a GameCube controller with the Smash Bros. Adapter. Either the Wii U or Switch version of the adapter will work perfectly fine. So I really like how both options are available, but for this playthrough I'll be sticking with a Pro controller. Alright, so we cleaned up a lot of the graffiti except this center spot. It's not washing away immediately, but if we continue to shoot water at it, it's actually an enemy. This is the Proto-Piranha Plant, a sort of mini-boss that takes 3 shots of water to its mouth to defeat, so it's not that difficult. A nice little introductory enemy. And there it goes. And with that, the runway is back to normal, and we have our first collectible.
Nice work, Mario.
Quite an unusual device. Is it some sort of pump?
I am F.L.U.D. Glad to meet you. Hey, someone's coming.
Court is now in session.
As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the shine sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the shine gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
This appears to be quite a predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution, but the pollution itself is not the main problem. Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a shine sprite. Shine sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine Gate, but the graffiti incident has polluted the island and most of the shine sprites have fled. There is no longer any power to support the peaceful lifestyle of the islanders. It is most pitiable. The only way to ensure the return of the Shine Sprites is to keep the island from becoming any dirtier. The perpetrator is likely at work even as we speak. And you, Mario, are being treated as a criminal. Tomorrow we must do our best to resolve this situation.
Go straight that way. You can't miss the mess now. Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness. And remember, we'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
And this is the central hub of the game, Delfino Plaza. So there's not much to do here right now, so let's just make our way to the center, where there's a lot more paint. And another spot very similar to the one on the airstrip. So let's deal with it in a very similar manner. We have another Proto-Piranha Plant. It looks a little bit different, but it's fought in the exact same way, and should go down just as easily, like so.
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
And there's the imposter who's been vandalizing the island. A kidnapping. Stop the criminal in his tracks with some water. So all we have to do is chase after him, spraying water at him, and that was actually really easy. Ow, 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 ow! Not fair. Completely unfair. You shouldn't be allowed to use tools like that. Mario, I'm sure I saw that person out on the airstrip. I'm positive he's responsible for all this. Chase him!
Mario.
He's heading for the square. Go get him. Alright, so, there he is. He seems to be running towards the statue.
Mario.
He escaped into the graffiti. Mario, try spraying it with water. By doing so, we have a portal to another area. Bianco Hills, Episode 1, Road to the Big Windmill. Alright, so this is our first official level, Bianco Hills. It's a lot cheerier than Delfino Plaza at the moment, with a lot more sunlight, but it still has quite the graffiti problem over here. So we're just gonna make our way over here. We can actually use F.L.U.D. to fly temporarily, so we can easily clear large chunks like so. But this level is actually unique for being the only level where you can actually sequence break intentionally in this game. There are other unintended sequence breaks, but because we've already fought 2 Proto-Piranha Plants, I think we actually are going to try out the next level out of sequence, if I can get back to there. This is not exactly the easiest jump to make, like I'm attempting to do it, but it should work out. Basically landing on this bridge here, and we skip having to fight that enemy. We will be collecting every Shine Sprite though, but just for the sake of variety, I thought it would be fun to try to go a little bit out of order. We have a lot of moves from Mario 64, like side flips, the triple jump, but we also have a spin jump, which is really effective for crossing large distances. we're not really going to see it quite yet, but actually this would be a good spot for it. Combining the spin jump and F.L.U.D, you can get across quite large gaps. And in general, I actually really like Mario's moveset in this game. It's really versatile and fun to use once you master it. Mario does control a little bit more loosely than 64, but I actually prefer it as someone who played 64 first. Well, there's another Shine Sprite and an enemy. Alright, this is our first official boss fight, Proto-Piranha. Basically, to fight Proto-Piranha, he'll try to spew paint at us, but when he opens his mouth, we can shoot water into his mouth in order to make him topple over, like so. And then we have to use the ground pound from Mario 64, and attack his belly button. So if we manage to do this 3 times, we should be good to go. Not a particularly difficult boss fight. I feel like Mario bosses in general are almost never that bad, but this being the first boss, it's pretty easy, and a nice little tutorial on how the different mechanics work. So we also have these little smaller enemies, and we have a little Piranha Plant there, spawning out of the paint, so we have to be a little bit careful there. But beyond that, this is a very straightforward fight. He doesn't even really move beyond turning left and right, so one more cycle should be enough to take him out. Alright, one more ground pound, and we are good to go. And with that, we have our second Shine Sprite. And with that, I think we'll call it here for now. So we'll be exploring Bianco Hills a little bit more next time. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Super Mario Sunshine.